That recording come through.
Yeah.
Okay, so centre number 522, member number 9025458. Hi Amy, thank you for attending your interview today. Did you find our offices okay today?
I did, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I
Good.
found them okay, thank you.
Brilliant. Just a quick introduction. My name's Julie and I'm the People Advisor for Gemma Joe. I work within the People's team, and the role that we're interviewing for today is for the People Assistant role.
Yeah.
We're interviewing for this role as a member of staff has recently left the business, so we're looking to replace the role. And the role, you'll be working within a team of 10.
Okay,
So it's a
super.
nice established team. So before we start your interview, tell me what you know about Gemma Joe.
So I know that you're one of the largest insurance companies in the UK and across the country. So I had a quick look on your website, noticed that yeah, you're one of the largest insurance companies that I've come across. So
Okay. Yeah. So we're part of an international group, and we're one of the largest insurers in the UK. We've got over 5 million customers, and we employ more than 2,500 staff throughout the country.
wow,
The
okay.
locations of our staff vary. So we've got various office locations, and then
Yeah.
we also have a lot of home workers and hybrid workers.
All right, okay, super.
We supply insurance products, and we
Yeah.
cover home insurance, car and van insurance, travel and pet insurance. So quite a broad range.
Yeah.
Um, so can you explain to me what your current job role entails?
Yeah, so I'm currently working within the insurance as a call center agent, taking lots of calls from customers and dealing with lots of different queries that they might have. I set up insurance policies. I give advice on insurance policies and what we can provide, and the various covers and things.
Okay. And what sort of insurance policies do you cover?
So currently, I cover van and car insurance. So I've not touched on the pet insurance before.
Okay.
I've only covered the van and car insurance.
Okay. And on your CV, it says that you've recently completed your CIPD foundation certificate.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why you decided to study HR?
So I decided to do my CIPD as I've always had a really keen interest into HR, and I've having worked in my current role within the last 3 years, I'm looking for a bit of a progression route through within insurance. So hopefully, once I've done my initial foundation CIPD course, I'm hoping to then progress and then do my level 5 and then level 7 eventually. That's sort of the dream.
Brilliant. And what grades did you get in your maths and English?
Oh gosh, so I got an A in maths and
Yep,
a B in English.
lovely. And from your current role at the moment, what transferable skills do you have that can be used in the people assistant role?
So I'd say I'm a good communicator, like my communication skills. I like talking, dealing with various different people over the phone and dealing with different customers. I have a data entry and good attention for detail from entering like insurance and customer details onto our different databases because we have different CRM systems. I'm a people person, good listening skills. I like building rapport and with my different customers. I'm quite well organised as well.
Okay. And what are your strengths and weaknesses?
So my strengths are my communication and organisational skills. I'd say my weaknesses is that I'm not yet an expert in HR, although, I'm looking to, continue with my studies and then eventually do my level 5 and then level 7 eventually, in people practice. So
Okay. So you've got that aspiration there to develop your HR knowledge then.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And describe yourself in 3 words.
So my friends would describe me as fun, caring, and confident. I'm quite empathetic as well. Again, I'm an active listener, so I'm quite well organised. So, I like to organise my day and everything else.
Lovely. Okay. So talk me through a time when you've delivered outstanding customer service.
So I had a customer call. It was, he was quite stressed and agitated, and he'd forgotten to reinsure their car, the family car, and they were under pressure to get insurance before the end of the day. They were being quite rude alongside the stress, and they were not listening, and they had called various different insurance companies and felt that they wasn't being listened to. So it was quite a tough call to take, to be honest.
Okay, so what did you do in this situation?
So I tried to calm the situation down, and then to provide an insurance, the insurance policy to the customer. I think just calming the situation was the key thing.
Okay. And what did you do to enable this?
I explained to the customer that I was here to help and that I needed to take some details from them. I asked them to explain their current insurance situation and what they were hoping to achieve by the end of the call. I actively listened to the customer before I made any insurance offers and ensured that, I'd taken all the details fully throughout of our conversation to make the insurance search accurate, so that we wasn't, putting in insurance claims, an insurance quote through when it was incorrect.
Okay. Okay. And what was the outcome of the call?
So the outcome of the call, the customer eventually calmed down, which was good, allowed me to help them, and I managed to find them suitable in vehicle insurances that they were happy with, and then they eventually bought it as well.
Okay. And what did you learn from the situation? What could you have done differently?
I learned that I need to listen and repeat back to the customer what they was actually looking for, so that they knew that and they understood that I was actually listening to them, not like the other people that they've spoken to previously, and that their frustration when they called was because they had felt that they wasn't being listened to before. So yeah, so I just made sure that I listened to them and repeated everything back to them.
Okay, great. So, great example of listening skills. Okay, so tell me about a time when you've had to use your organisational skills in your current role.
So I recently run a project for the team I work in, and I organised some mentor coaching within my team to help train new starters.
Okay. And what did you need to do to organise this training?
Initially, I sat down with my line manager and discussed which team members would be best placed to become mentors. We devised a list of who would be suitable and then co-write a mentor program, a day-to-day skills that the mentor could help with. This included things like product knowledge, database knowledge for inputting details onto the system. We then launched the training and paired the new recruits up with a mentor then,
Okay.
which they then stayed with for a period of time.
Okay. And what was the outcome?
So the mentor scheme ran really, really well. We had some great buddies who were proud that they had been selected, who felt valued for their experience and skills, and the new staff that felt that they were less anxious, as they had someone stand by to answer any questions day to day. Because I think with anyone who's going into a new position, or if you've got trainees going into that sort of position, to buddy them up with someone so that they don't feel like completely on their own.
Yeah,
Um, and it works really, really well.
yeah. It just means they've got someone other than their line manager to speak to.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Is there anything that you've learned from this experience, this project?
Um, I would have asked the mentors whether it was something that they actually wanted to do, and be a part of, as I did have one mentor there was a little bit less enthusiastic about the whole situation. Um, so yeah, so I would probably have spoke to them first.
Yes. Okay. And what did you do? What did you do in this situation with this mentor?
So I met with the mentor, asked them as to why they weren't enthusiastic about the scheme and gave them the opportunity to discuss it with me. They provided me with the information that they currently didn't have the capacity to help someone else as they were not in the right frame of mind at the time because they had different life pressures going on. We agreed that they should take a step back and be referred, and we referred them to our HR team to help with their current situation. Because I guess at the point of, instructing and deciding which mentors there were, me personally should have then looked at the situation and thought, okay, well, let's speak to them first rather than just going in and picking people out initially. Um, because everyone's got different things going on in their personal life and which we're all not privy to. So,
Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then, okay, tell me about a time you've had to show empathy.
so I've had to handle a call with a customer who was calling in, his partner had died
Wow.
and they had to cancel their insurance, which, you know, yeah, it was a bit of a tough call to take, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I can imagine. So how did you handle this call?
The customer was extremely emotional, and was not in the right frame to of mind to listen at all. I actively listened to them and then put them at ease and explain the process of what would happen to close the account completely.
Okay.
Um, I explained I would need to send them a form to fill out and took various details and asked if there was anyone that they wanted to nominate to deal with, all their paperwork. I reran all the information back to them to ensure that I had all the information so that I wouldn't cause my stress to them by getting anything wrong.
Okay.
Because the last thing I wanted to do is relay any information and to give it to that person. Um, and to show them that I was, listening, actively listening for to them. I also told them that I was really sorry of their loss and that I knew that this was an emotional time and that whatever I would do, I could do. I would try and achieve that from my end to make the process a lot easier, a lot smoother. Um, just at such a horrible time for
Mm,
them.
yeah. And how did the customer respond to you?
The customer was really thankful. But, they thanked me for helping them. They felt like they'd been heard and listened to at this difficult time. Because I obviously, well, I show compassion towards the situation. Um, it's not a nice situation to go
No,
through.
no.
So,
Okay. And is there anything that you think you could have done differently?
no, I think I handled the call quite well. The customer was very happy with the service and that I provided, and that I'd made this one interaction easier for them.
Yeah.
Because I'd
I
imagine
imagine you
if,
would have been having a lot of those type of calls in that
yeah,
situation. Okay.
absolutely.
Okay. So tell me about a time when you've worked in a team.
Okay, so recently I've worked in a team of five,
Okay.
um, and worked with various different types of departments.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, so I've worked with various teams, to achieve an end goal.
Okay. Um, and a time that you've had to work, a situation you've had to work in a team across different departments to solve a complex customer problem.
So a customer who called in with a multi-claim that needed all claims grouped together for business
Okay.
purposes.
Mhm.
As the claims had been taken out of various times, I couldn't get onto the various systems, and I couldn't get onto the systems to do this.
Okay. Like, what did you have to do?
So I explained to the customer that I had to go. I couldn't get what I needed to get done whilst I was on the phone, but I would work on it on behalf of them to, and with their issue and come back to them. I then escalated this to our IT department to get this fixed.
Okay. And how did you get it fixed?
So I followed up with an email to the department with a phone call, as this was quite a complex case, to explain what needed to be done and the outcome, and to discuss with them the solution to this problem.
Okay. Okay. And what was the outcome?
The customer's cases were all linked, and I called the customer back to explain the problem had been resolved for them.
And what could you have done differently?
I would have kept the customer in the loop a bit more than I was doing whilst working on their query. I felt I probably could have done it in a more of a a shorter period of time. I could have got it dealt with the situation a little bit quicker than what I did. So that's probably bad on my part.
But learn that for next time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about a time when you had to manage a project.
So I've managed various projects, but one of the projects which I've done recently was when we brought in new offerings of insurance products.
Okay. And what did this entail?
So we had won the opportunity to provide a new motor insurance. We needed to roll it out to all the staff members. Initially, the team I worked on was the first team to be working on this product. I worked with the HR team to book on everyone in for training on the products, and then I worked with the IT department on the database of customers who had previously been customers of this product for the team to then contact.
Okay.
So they have a contact list then.
Okay. And what skills did you use whilst working on the project?
I used my organisational skills and communication skills. I had to plan the launch dates, training slots. I had to communicate everything out between all the teams in the planning up for this project to ensure that the team knew they were, accountable for the deadlines that we were dealing with and what we was working towards as well. So I sent out multiple emails and various Teams calls to them to ensure that it ran smoothly.
And in your current role at the moment, what IT skills do you use?
So I currently use Word, Excel, and an insurance database. I can get myself around Microsoft 365 and things, so because I don't use it on a daily basis.
Okay. And that's that insurance background's definitely a strength for you.
Yeah.
What have you learned about what have you learned and joined about on your CIPD course?
So I've learned the foundation of HR. I'm really looking forward to putting excuse me, putting my skills and knowledge into best practice moving forward.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier you were interested in completing your CIPD level 5.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm really interested in doing this, completing the level 5. And would be interested if an employer who would encourage and support this, and then eventually, hopefully, if I was able to then go on to do the level 7 as well.
Okay. And what is your ideal work-life balance?
So I'd like to work hybrid, one day working from home, ideally, if that was the case. I've got young children, so if the opportunity was there that I could work hybrid, it'd be great. Yeah.
Okay. And what are your core values?
So I'd say I'm honest, trustworthy. I take pride in my work. I'm respectful. I'm mindful of others. I show empathy when I'm dealing with various customers. Excuse me.
That's okay. Okay, so do you have any further questions at this stage?
Just is it possible to work in a hybrid role?
Yeah, we do have flexibility within the role. As I mentioned earlier, we do have staff that work hybrid.
Yeah.
throughout the country, and this would be no different for this role to something we can look at. We probably want you in the office for the initial training period, maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and then after that, that's something that we could look at.
Oh, excellent.
How do you think your interview's gone?
I think it's gone quite well as interviews go.
Good. And do you have any other questions?
What's the benefits package?
So it's a salary of 27,000, and then there's 25 days holiday plus bank holidays. We also offer life and health insurance, gym membership, an employee assistant program. There's the opportunity to buy more holidays. There's parental leave. Obviously, you mentioned you've got young children.
Yeah.
And there is other sporadic benefits like a day off or the death of a pet, or different things like that.
Oh, excellent. That's a new one.
Yeah, it's a good one. They're a very good company to work for, actually. Okay, so I think I've got everything I need.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you'd like to ask, or?
When would I find out if I was successful with the position?
Well, I'll be liaising with the HR manager this afternoon, and I'd expect you to hear the outcome of the interview within the next 48 hours.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, great stuff.
Lovely.
Thank
you
you
very much.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.